We're talking everything from X-Men 97 Season 2, Episodes 1 through 3. We're going to give you our breakdown, everything that we saw with the characters, the story, all that and more on an episode of Unbinged starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, podcast of the show's movies and news you love to binge. I'm Alfredo Brown, joined by Jagger and Matt Kopfhamer. We're going to talk everything from these first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 Season 2, but first, the spoiler warning.
This is your one and only spoiler warning for X-Men 97. If you don't know what that is, why are you watching this video?
Now that the novelty is gone from the first season of X-Men 97, we're like, oh, is this going to hold up? This is such a cool thing. They're bringing this back. We have an expectation. The bar has been set. There's no surprise now. How do these first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 Season 2 stack up to what we have grown accustomed to?
To me, it's still exceeded. Well, not exceeded. It's still, we're on the same high. I don't think it lowered at all. I don't feel like there's a drop off in quality. I loved the X-Force opener that we had there. And
Sick.
They're already doing a better job at making the full breadth of mutants that I wish we had in the MCU already, where you basically can have multiple Avengers teams just with mutants alone. And I'm happy that they've really expanded this show to where we easily have 5 more seasons down the road. I don't know if this voice cast is going to last that long, but
Don't put that out into the world. They've got 4 seasons already set. Like season 3, I believe, has been done. They're just going to do the voice recordings, and then season 4 has been greenlit.
Yeah, that is awesome. As long as they stay on this trajectory of quality and keep giving us not only fan favorites like Boneclaw Wolverine, which thank God, I love that. I can't wait to see him go full feral this season, but also giving us like side characters that we don't usually get this focus on. So that second episode, when they're focused on X-Force and X-Factor, you get to see Polaris, you can see Havoc, you'd see all these other characters that normally fade to the background, got a little bit of like full frontal screen time, which is really, really nice, or brought to the front. So to your point, Jack, I'm really happy that they're able to just kind of drop us in the middle of stuff, expanding and just giving us the trust that will follow along and not have to handhold us the entire time.
I think what this show does really well is they take characters that we already know and they make them better, and they expand upon them and they enrich them and their story, and it feels like what they've been doing since season 1 is undoing some of the wrong that's happened with these characters, where it's like, oh, hey, remember the storm you guys had for all those live action movies? We're just going to remind you really quick, Omega level mutant. Remember Cyclops that you guys have been seeing forever? We're going to remind you he's kind of fucking cool. You know, like let's give Wolverine that back seat. And they've kind of continued this now where it's like, remember that Apocalypse movie y'all got? We're going to remind you that he's actually just an insane villain for us to put here on screen for you guys. Cable too. Like it's not, it's not Josh Brolin getting laughed at in a Deadpool movie. Like there's so much more to him. And I think what they're doing here has been fantastic. These first 3 episodes, it felt like being at home. I felt like a kid again. I was happy. I was smiling through all of the different sequences that we saw. What I want to ask you guys, Jag, and I'll start with you, was this the right choice for them to start with 3 episodes and kind of have a past, present, future type deal here, and then leave us on a cliffhanger for what seems to be a multi-episode story arc?
yeah, I think from a business perspective for what we do, it sucks sometimes because we're trying to like rush and watch and get this content to you. But if I'm just like the average Joe, if I had to wait this long, you giving me 3 quality episodes, and like you said, we get multiple perspectives to set up what is going to be a fun time travel adventure, which we get often with X-Men. To me, that's not even a tired trope since it's so coded and indicative, particularly the Summers plot line. I was locked in. I even loved the little point we made where we're just like, more Jubilee. We make her cool. And then they're like, here you go.
Then they did.
Yeah.
Then they did.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Seeing the unexpected glow up of Jubilee in that second episode. And then for her to turn around and tell Cable, like, what's the point of saving the world if we're not going to make the world a better place? And I was like, oh, snap. She did the thing. She did the X-Men. Like, this is why we do the thing. And I'm very happy. My inner child was happy.
let's dive more into the characters and what we've got here, especially Jubilee, Cable, the characters we've just mentioned here. Guys, before we do that, we're going to be back here every Wednesday covering X-Men 97 for you, giving you guys these breakdowns, these discussions after the episodes. So make sure you're subscribed to Unbinged. But we've also got every Monday, House of the Dragon. Every Tuesday, we've got our premium episodes. And every Thursday night, you'll be seeing our breakdowns of each episode of Silo Season 3 over on Apple TV. If you are listening over on Apple or Spotify, please take a second to leave a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews keep going up. The rating is going up. The number is going up. You guys are helping us so much. We're going to do our part and give you guys some great content to watch or listen to. Now, boys, the characters here. Let's start with Jubilee. Because, Jag, you nailed it when we were watching, and you're like, dog, I think I'm good on Jubilee. Like, I don't think we need any more. And then all of a sudden, we get this episode where they start to focus on her. And in my perspective, I think they had her grow up a lot in one single episode. It's not the cute one-off video game episode where it's, you know, her and Sunspot. This is her being a legit hero and being the conscience of the team of X-Force.
Yeah, exactly. It's and it's the fact that they're starting to use her as part of a plot, an actual core member, and not for, especially when we were kids, I feel like comedic effect and play it up and I guess give us a relatable character. Now we're all adults and we're even going to treat kids like adults to an extent. You know, we're not going to over sexualize or make it over violent, but it makes these characters matter. And I think we had our little Motendo episode early. Now I feel like the plot's so thick and there's so much story where we're going to get fewer and fewer of those episodes. And when we do get them, and if we do get them with Jubilee, it's going to be welcome just because they've made her a serious person and in such a good way. And to bring up Kopf's point, where she's serious, but it still has the goodness that we expect and like doing the thing where it's just like, yeah, I'm going to fuck somebody up, but you know, I'm going to improve. I'm going to make the world better than when I left it, you know, better when I left it than it was before while I do it.
Even her quips have a little bit more bite to it this season.
Yeah.
When she knocks the collar out of Havoc's hand and basically like double flips him off as she like backflips off the carrier. It's like, all right, she's got some attitude now.
Mm-hmm.
What did she call him? Like discount Cyclops or
Yeah.
Yeah, knockoff Cyclops.
Knockoff
even though he's the
Cyclops?
older brother.
amazing.
As an older brother, that would piss me off to no end. I'd be like, my little brother, son of a bitch.
Yeah, man. I gotta say with this, Jack, something you just mentioned there is the weight of the story. I think this season has done a really good job of just stepping on the gas pedal and just going, right? Because of where our characters have been left and how the first season ended.
And
you kind of didn't. Fuck, man. You had to do the time travel trope. Where are we? You mean when are we?
When are we?
Yeah, thanks.
They did it themselves. Like Bishop was
that's
like,
the
it's not about
90s.
where they are.
I
we're
expected more
here.
out of you. I expected
don't.
more of you. Wait,
It's
Jag
your
and I did
fault.
have a moment where we both laughed when he's like, I have to go back to where the X-Men are most vulnerable. The 90s.
The 1990s. Yeah.
But I'll say this, man. It's like, I don't think the show has space for characters to kind of be one-offs anymore or be quippy or be, to have a Motendo episode because the story is actually so rich now. Like, I don't think you can just break off and do that thing or be like, hey, what's Storm doing over there with this creepy owl in the desert with Forge? Oh, look, he loves her. Like, I think they really have to focus a lot more on the story this time around. And they've done an incredible job of balancing it where you've got 3 different teams in 3 different times. And it just felt so bingeable to me. I could have sat and watched the entire season right now.
Yeah.
I tried
Work
to.
is the only
I tried
thing
to at
that
3
got in the
a.m.
way.
And I got 2.5 episodes in, and then I was like, okay, I'm old and sleepy now.
Kopf, the sleepiest nigga I know, tried to get up at 3 a.m.
Kopf. Real shit though. Kopf was at my house, man. Dude, just give him a comfy chair somewhere. He's asleep within minutes. Within like you
All
got the
thanks.
old man thing on lock, dude.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Kopf is dad maxing. Like the
Who touched the
dude
remote?
Yeah, the dude who does not want children the most, dad maxes the most. He's
I'm
you
cosplaying
guys
as a
need
father.
kids to
What
be
can I
a
say?
dad.
Guys, what do we think? Kopf, I'll start with you. What do you think about this season where I think we got so used to X-Men sort of playing the hits of, we got used to Wolverine over and over and over. And I know he's one of your favorite characters, at least it sounds like it from the way you spoke about him. And then in the first season, they sort of gave us the hits of like, here's Cyclops to me, my X-Men. Here's Magneto. Magneto was right, you know, all that. Now we've got sort of a decision here in this next season where it's like, hey, we're going to go a little bit off the beaten path. Not that crazy, but like really focus on Apocalypse, really focus on Cable, which I know those have really good storylines in the comics and in the animated series, but it's not what the average fan might be used to. What did you think about their choice to focus a bit more on these characters?
I'm really happy about it. I think it's a natural progression, and it's a rich way to expand the story and go beyond what, you know, maybe the casual fan is used to, and getting some of these more side and tertiary characters to the forefront really gives them a lot of runway to be very creative with the story moving forward. And by utilizing the time travel storyline, you can really jump around and really change some stuff if you really want to give it some fresh story for the audience that may be a blend of what's already been seen in the comics, but also new creative writing from this team on X-Men 97. So I'm very excited for what's going to happen next and what they're going to do with some of these time shenanigans.
You talked about the ability to change time, and I think that's a perfect segue into talking about Magneto and Apocalypse. And this is such an interesting morality question, and I think it's a really fun thread that I think they did it well. I almost wish they would have pulled at it further, and it's the Magneto trying to mentor / rehabilitate Apocalypse here. But he also kind of fucks up like at every step along the way, where it's like he doesn't give him enough context on anything. He lets him know, by the way, you're a god amongst insects. And
yes, that's the smart thing to do.
Like, you're my number one boy.
Yeah, like you kind of said all the wrong fucking things, even though the intention was right. Like if you went back in time and you're like, you know what? Maybe let's just give Hitler an ice cream and a balloon and show him that everything's going to be okay.
Speaking
Just
of
let
ice
him
cream,
stay in
and balloon,
art
that's
school.
literally what I was thinking. It's the meme of like Pennywise and the Joker on set. It's just like the two dumbest motherfuckers, you know, trying to teach each other. It's like, Jesus, get an adult in the room.
That's what Charles is trying to beat. It just didn't hit.
I love how Magnus is like, yes, I'm going to teach him how humans and X-Men and mutants can coexist by making him think he's a god.
But also, they are pieces of shit.
Look at how garbage they are. Like he's going, like he's basically trying to be Nolan and Homelander.
Yeah. He's like, look at them. He's the softest, wettest boy.
Think, nerd, think. Look what they need to have a fraction of our powers.
What will you have in 500 years? Not me. I'll be dead.
I'll say this. This is I've seen some of Apocalypse in the comics. I saw him in the original X-Men animated series, and then the Oscar Isaac live action. I will say this is one of the first times where I'm watching Apocalypse, and I'm like, he's not goofy, he's not boring. I'm very much into this character, and this might be the first time that they take this villain and be like, oh, he could be equally as interesting as Magneto.
Very much so.
I think that what we got from the early seasons of X-Men is very, I know it's a comic book, but we got the comic book villain where Apocalypse came in and he was like Skeletor. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, ha! I hear with a dastardly plan, which is kill humanity for whatever thin reasons.
We all
And
do
then-
great Apocalypse voiceovers here.
Yeah. And then
Kopf,
he leaves.
can we hear your Nixon as Apocalypse?
I am not a villain.
Get to it.
But I think now with this perspective, we actually going to get a nuanced Apocalypse, because when I rewatched all of X-Men the animated series originally when we were getting to X-Men 97, I got tired of Apocalypse. I'm like, we gotta squash this motherfucker again. You know, now I think we actually get a villain reset to where I might care about Apocalypse, or what now we got Abin Nur, you know, like I care about this person and what made him Apocalypse beyond that I'm a god and I think I'm better than everybody and I'm going to make it everyone's problems for millennia. So I think that's very exciting.
The original version, he's a really powerful cockroach with a god complex. In this version, it seems like, oh, we might actually get some depth to this character. Like you said, Jack, every time they seem to crush him, he would always pop up later, be like, haha, I'm still here. It's like, all right, I guess.
You'll never defeat me. Like he was actually an anime villain from the 90s where it's like it was like even like slightly cornier than just like a 80s cartoon.
It felt very Batman-y where it's like he'd just get banished to a time Arkham Asylum, but then like here he is 8 episodes later. I'm back.
Yeah.
They do the thing where they defeat him and then his hand comes out of the dirt at the end of every episode.
Yeah, I'm locked the fuck in on this season of X-Men 97. It just, to me, I think it has surpassed the expectations. I am really enjoying the character arcs that we have here. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought the action scenes were really good. That took a little bit, like, they had a few different action scenes here where you incorporate some of the different powers. You've got, like, Storm freezing over some of, I think it's the B Squad 4 Horsemen. Is that what we were looking at there?
They're called the Final Horsemen, and Apocalypse had these in place if things got bad to come in and reinstall him later and find a body for like that. That's what you were seeing there. And yeah, they are the B Squad. They're supposed to be badasses taken from time.
They're a strip club at 3 p.m. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we got the geisha girl. He's like, all right, I'm gonna stash you away until it's a plot convenient. And then he's like, oh, we got a civil war. Man, I need to erase this Apocalypse.
I was gonna say the Confederate drummer was my favorite.
That's nuts. That's really nuts. That Apocalypse, like, I need the toughest of the toughest. You,
little drummer boy.
Like racial cleansing.
Look no further.
He's got the mentality, the ability.
Get over here, Dark Aladdin. Shadow Aladdin.
So if we're looking at this going forward, I mean, we got a better version of Apocalypse than I think we've ever gotten before. I think we've gotten a better version of Cable than we've gotten before. And you guys let me know if I'm wrong on that, because I mean, I think the combination of seeing a young Nathan with an older Cable, not getting backstory because we've had backstory, but I think seeing the full weight of his powers and seeing, I guess, the John Connor storyline of it all and how important he is. And there's a character around him that we're going to talk about in a little bit as well. I think, is this the best Cable we've gotten on a screen before?
It's a low bar. And by low bar, we've only had one bar, which is Josh Brolin, who was okay with a very okay script.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like everything was like very okay. I did not care about him because the way they used him was a plot device. Then the more I'm talking about it, it actually, like, Brolin was good, but he's also like 5'9" or some shit like that.
They even talk about that too.
Yeah, like he's like really tiny, and that just kind of was not a good movie. I just don't like that movie. I'm gonna be quite honest, and I think that now we understand why Cable's a favorite. He's not just a dude with a metal arm and a gun. Shout out to Winter Soldier, but he's a lot more depth than that. So,
yeah, like you were saying with the John Connor storyline, I love how Mother Askani is like, we're gonna pull a Terminator both ways. We're gonna send him to the future and the past. See if we can get some traction either way. And surely nothing can go wrong if we do that.
The summers are X-Men's Skywalkers. It's just like, man, the galaxy kind of would be a lot better without y'all.
Mm-hmm. Everyone out here cleaning up your mess.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Targaryens. They make their problems everyone else's fucking problems.
Mm-hmm.
But if the summers weren't around, who would Mr. Sinister goon to?
Gross.
Magic.
He is gross. He's very gross.
Jag asked the hard-hitting question, though, about Cable. Is that his gooning arm?
I don't know. Is he lefty?
We'll pay attention more.
I'm gonna DM Rob Layfield and be like, "Hey, when you made Cable, did he jack it with that arm, or is he more of a righty?"
Oh no.
I think
He might answer too. He's very active.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot, Jag.
It's a weird shot to take, but all right.
I waste my one shot to talk to Rob Layfield. It's like, does Cable jerk off with the middle arm?
It's like Jag found like the X-Men genie lamp. Jeez, all right, you got one wish. You can ask whatever question you want. Okay, I got to do it.
Is it the goon arm? He's like, seriously? That's your question? I'm like, I feel really good about it. I've thought about this a long time.
The world needs to know.
I want to be very careful with how we talk about this character, Mother Askani, because it's going to be an important character. Maybe not in this immediate future that we have here, but potentially down the line with X-Men 97 season 2 or even season 3 as we go along here. What did you guys think about the addition of Mother Askani here? Does it pique your interest, or it's so hard to do this without giving spoilers? So do we just want to do it? Do we just want to?
Yeah, just do the spoiler.
Okay,
we all know who it is.
We're gonna give, well, not everybody, but like we're gonna give you guys a comic spoiler of who Mother Askani is Rachel Summers, and you can see that when you in the middle of the episode you see the Phoenix in her eye, like you kind of grasp on that, and honestly, she kind of looks like Cable, like she kind of has
She's
the
got
Wonder
the
Twin.
scars.
Yeah, she's got a.
My favorite though. She takes the hood off. She got the long ass braid and a fucking like a buzz
flat
tip.
top.
Love that combo. That was a hell of a combo.
That's a choice. That's definitely a North Florida haircut, if I've ever seen one.
It's the female version of a
giving my
mullet.
aunt's roommate.
Yes,
And all
it's
their
Mac's
cats.
mom. It's Mac's
They're
mom
good friends.
from
They're
Always
good
Sunny.
friends.
Mrs.
Just
Mac.
need a cigarette.
I love going to my aunt's farms where they have all their hobby projects.
Yeah. So what do we think? Did we like this ad? Did we think maybe we wanted to wait a little bit longer? Because I think also too, like the pitfall that you can end up with is so many timelines, so many characters, that it just gets overwhelming, and you're like, you start to water things down. Was this the right amount of
That's the
sprinkling?
X-Men, though. Yeah, I think so. Because the X-Men is so vast and has such a rich history, you almost can't avoid this problem unless you try to do what like Fox did with the movies, where you shave everything down to a core, a few, and that feels disingenuous for what the X-Men are. So I think this is if you want to call it a problem, it's an unavoidable problem, but I don't think it's a problem. I think it's just a feature of what the X-Men are in their history.
Yeah, and I love that, Kopf, because like I said, it's vast, and this is our focus right now. There's always shifts. You got to think, season 1 of this was very Gambit, Magneto, and Rogue focused. Like this is why the comics shift, and sometimes characters take a backseat. And also, this is why we have multiple X-Men runs, because like right now, it feels like I'm reading the Chris Claremont run of X-Men during their golden years, where X-Factor was good, X-Men was good, X-Man was like okay, and like a whole other thing. The Wolverine had his own individual run. I can go on and on and on, so I don't mind this. And on the contrary to the movies, what we've gotten, where they did Cyclops dirty, I love that, and I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, where I said the Summers make everything, like their family problems, everyone's problems. It's kind of like how the MCU doesn't have a Fantastic Four. Right now, 97 is making the first family back in its rightful spot, and it feels nice. Like, yeah. I'm okay with even more Summers right now.
That was one thing I was recognizing. I went back and with Mateo, the 9-year-old here in the house, we went back and we watched the Fox X-Men movies. And then last night we just watched X-Men First Class. And there's so many of those little things where I'm like, damn, you guys, like, it was so close to having it right on so many of these characters, and you just didn't. Like, I don't remember, because we were young when those first X-Men movies came out. Were the X-Men fans upset because I feel like if those movies got made today, people would be livid. They would lose their shit if the X-Men movies got made today.
My fandom comes from my father. My dad was pissed. My dad hates Hugh Jackman to this day, and it's not even Hugh Jackman's fault.
That's crazy.
I mean, dead serious.
He's
My
too
dad
tall.
was one of the people. That's literally my dad. He's just like he wanted Short King Wolverine. He was ready for it, and he
Danny
used to
DeVito?
name. Yeah, well,
I'm about
this
it.
is fucked
Even to this
up.
day, I'm about
if you
it.
know any, if you know anything about the story, Chris Benoit, he's like he should be Wolverine, the wrestler who killed his whole family. This was before that happened. But my dad wanted Chris Benoit to be Wolverine and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh shit, I can
Well, you
see
know-
why he'd want that. But
You know who
He
the
does
other
look like
Wolverine
Wolverine.
does?
and he acts like him too.
Yeah,
Well, you know who
my
was
dad was
originally
upset.
supposed to be Wolverine was Doug Ray Scott,
yeah,
the villain from Mission Impossible 2.
yeah.
And then I think he ended up doing Mission Impossible 2, not X-Men,
Had
and we
conflict of,
never heard from him
timing,
again.
right?
He came back up in Hitman with Timothy Oliphant as the Interpol
snap.
guy. Yeah,
Forgot about
that's
that.
Sliding doors.
that's a deep cut that lives in my brain just because I like that movie. It's not good, but I was a child when it came out. So.
We need to do an
Timothy
episode
Oliphant
like
can
that.
Do no wrong.
We need to do a premium episode like that where we just like relive the movies from our childhood that we know aren't good, but we love them still, like those guilty pleasure movies.
Like Species.
That movie's just not good. That was just not good. Guys, after this 3-episode introduction or reintroduction back to X-Men 97, what are you most looking forward to going into episode 4? And I mean, fuck, we got to be patient now and wait weekly, one episode at a time. So, Kopf, I'll start with you first. What is it that you're most looking forward to, the thread you want them to keep pulling story-wise?
So technically, this goes back to season 1. I want to see what's going on with Gambit, and if he's gonna come back as a horseman of apocalypse.
A spoiler.
What?
Well, I mean, we saw that at the end of season 1, where Charles sees Gambit as like a gigantic skeleton in his astral plane sky.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
You're doing great.
I gotta
the
quit
good work.
rage baiting. I gotta get out of character.
Yeah, Jag's been on Threads too long.
I'm too deep.
Having too much fun.
He doesn't know how to be a human anymore now. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fun, man. Because especially Gambit, that death from season 1, I think it shook everyone. I think that was the episode of the first season.
Yeah.
Right. So to have him
remember
back,
it?
that's, I think that would be a showstopper for everybody.
So I don't think they'll do it in episode 4. They're probably gonna wait till like episode 6 was probably when we'll get it. But I'm excited to see how they go about bringing him back in the fold, because we saw future Apocalypse in his sarcophagus looking thing, zip away and go back to the 90s. So maybe Gambit's body is what he inhabits as his avatar in the 90s, and that's how he brings it back, or he brings it back just as a horseman. I don't know, but I'm excited either way.
And we really need to do the wrestling thing where you got to let him go away for a while, and then when he comes back as like a villain,
My
you're
God.
like, my God, it's Gambit's music. And like a card comes in and
The
explodes.
pyrotechnics go off in the ring, and is that Kane's music? Oh no!
I think, Jag, I think you just nailed it. Like what makes this show great, and the way that they could and now do animated series like this with superheroes is it essentially becomes this overly dramatic production of wrestling. But it sorry, wrestling fans, I'm not a big wrestling fan. I think this makes way more sense. And it's way more fun because you can get lost in that animated world of superpowers and all that. So to have Gambit or any one of these characters return the way they could, it's just perfection. It's so dramatic. Now, we kind of, with the Gambit return though, we also not lose, but we haven't touched back on anything from Rogue and Magneto. There's a lot of storylines from season 1 that have kind of been left in the wake a little bit for bigger storylines, right? Do you want them to kind of revisit any of those, Jag? Like, do you care about like the Rogue romance thing anymore, or can we just move on from that?
I care, but it needs to be done tastefully. I find it incredibly annoying in movies or TV where they are literally in the middle of a fight to save the world. And they're like, we need to pause and talk about us. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, this is
What
not
are
the time
we?
to have feet. Yeah, like that's... I very much want them to shove past that. And then when there feels like a natural time for them to bring that up in the writing, do that. But I don't need them to force romance anymore. We're all adults. If it feels right, then show it. And again, right now, I think the focus is on the Summers and their relationship, and love is different things. Like they have their kids, etc. So maybe that focus and that element can be with them and the family, and not us wasting time with even more feelings with Magneto. I'm a bad boy, and Rogue, I like two bad boys at the same time thing, you know?
I was gonna say, but isn't Gambit also a bad boy?
Yeah. I got to choose
He's
between
just
two Jacobs or Edwards. Is Edwards a bad Edwards?
I don't know.
Edward's not a bad boy. I mean, they're not. Neither of them are really bad boys. They're both kind of. Why do I know so much about this and admit it freely on a podcast?
We were there. We were
I was.
there.
There were dates, man. There were dates that were happening. I had to go see these movies.
If you were a
pay
millennial,
attention.
you couldn't dodge these films. And I worked in
Yeah.
a movie theater where I had to physically make people sit side by side to pack it in, and we filled up 7 theaters for New Moon.
Twilight had a stranglehold.
on midnight. It was crazy, man. That's a whole other story.
Stranglehold. Kopf, you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, do you?
Nope, I've only seen those movies through clips on TikTok.
They're
What's the most-
treasures.
That's oddly Gen Z girl of you. That was like, I think it'd have been more normal if you said you would have just watched them.
Kopf's like spectrum of behavior goes all the way from Gen Z girl to boomer man. Like it's
Yeah.
just incredible. He'll watch
Don't try
20
to put him in a
seconds.
box.
He'll watch 20
The man
seconds
of
of
many
Twilight on
facets.
TikTok, then take a nap.
I have the skin of a killer, Bella. He's like, oh, that's a good stopping point.
Yeah. In the last movie, he's like, look at that baby with the fucked up eyes.
There's a baby?
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't got that far yet. He hasn't got that
You'll get there. Shout outs for Renesmee and Jacob imprinting on her.
You do know a lot.
I do, man. I do. This shit. Stranglehold. I'm just going to say it. Y'all, Rama Tut. This is our first time seeing Rama Tut here in this X-Men 97 version of the show. Thoughts on it so far, Kopf?
Is it just me, or is he voiced by the same guy that does the administrator from Mulan?
It's not just you. That is correct.
Okay, cool. Very good. Also, I wonder if they're gonna pull this is Rama Tut is actually Kang the Conqueror from the future, or a version of Kang from the future coming
They got
back
guns
to
in
Egypt.
Egypt, brother.
They got guns in AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
they've
missed
even
that
said
in my
like
Florida history class.
his techno no, it's like they even say like his technology is from far beyond our future, like our present.
Right.
This guy's from
Right.
yeah.
So this is got to be this is a version of Kang, correct?
Yeah.
It'd be crazy for them not to do that.
I mean it could be, but we also know comics it can be
Yeah,
it can
be
it can
messy.
be Nathaniel Richards. Like there's
I
fair.
think it's going to be, and again, there's multiple versions. I don't think we need to overthink it. We can move on for Jonathan Majors because
it's
that's
just
MC's
actually Jonathan Majors. It's not actually
Yeah,
MC,
he's just doing the
a
most
Marvel
racist
character.
voice ever. He's just
Now there are 2 of them, but in the voice. I refuse to
I
do
thought
that
you
voice,
said
man. I
I gotta
can't.
see Jonathan Majors be like, now there are 2 of them. They're like, what's his voice? He said, I thought this nigga's name was Kang.
I love that you guys heard racist voice and you're like, let's just go hat on a hat on a hat. Oh,
He's doing Daily Wire movies now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
The joke is too easy.
How the mighty have fallen. Oof.
Well, boys, anything else we want to touch on here before we head out?
I do like how one of the through lines in all 3 episodes, like, we can't mess with the timeline, and then he immediately
let's
do something
do
to
it
fuck
anyways.
with the timeline.
Jag was getting so frustrated during episode 1. He's like, these motherfuckers, they are not going to take this fucking kid. I'm so mad. Like, this was him. He was watching Euphoria, but X-Men. And he's just like, these goddamn white people are going to ruin time for everyone.
They really are, dude. Like when
They
she
really
was just like if the timeline is about keeping our family apart, then it's not the timeline for us. I'm like, okay, but that actually doesn't make sense.
I like
My
the
favorite
recognition.
line.
Bar, but you're wrong.
My favorite line is from Cyclops, where he's like, we got to save the world, but I don't care. I just want to save my son. It's like, your son's in the world. Like, what are you doing? Like, save the big picture, then worry about your son.
Adult Cable is just going like, oh, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, because they're fucking.
He's just getting Back to the Future in a way.
Yes.
Hilariousness.
Well, these first 3 episodes, I think, gave us a lot of great stuff from the action to the pacing, the story, introducing characters, enriching characters we already knew. I'm really excited for episode 4. We'll be back again next week for that, and every Wednesday until the season is done. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching or listening all the way through. For myself, for Jag, for Kopf. We'll see you next time. Adios.